Hi, welcome to this week's study skill, which is going to be on microhabits. This is part of a larger CNMS advising initiative where we just every week post a short video about a different study skill that can help you succeed in your STEM classes at UMBC. So you can check out the other videos in this playlist if you like, but this week's is going to be about microhabits. So this is our agenda. First of all, we'll talk through what are microhabits. Then we'll talk about why they're effective and then have a couple of examples. So, first of all, what are microhabits? It might help if you pause the video and think about it for yourself for a second, but I'll move on. So, microhabits are small changes that you make to your daily life in order to see large gains later. They're simple, easy to accomplish, and over time, kind of like investing your money, the returns build up exponentially, like way more than you think that they will, because you don't put in a lot of effort, but you get a really high reward. It's kind of like a low risk, high yield investment account. So, why are they effective? Let's talk about that. Okay. So, basically, when we see people achieving big things like getting to the summit of Mount Everest or winning a huge award or something, it seems like a really big accomplishment. But you don't just do that, right? Like, how do those people get there? Generally, it's through repetition and practice. And for us, you know, one of the things that can really help to kind of build up the foundation to then achieve amazing things is through spaced repetition, because the more we sleep between studying, the more we remember things. So today, I just want to talk about some micro habits that are specifically academic. You can add these to your life in any way you want. Like, maybe starting every day with a glass of water is a great micro habit that can really like help you stay hydrated and remember to stay hydrated throughout the day. Or maybe, your micro habit is taking the long way around to class to get a few more steps in every day, whatever it is. But let's talk about a couple of examples of like academic ones that we can kind of work into our daily lives. So, the two problem rule is the first one. It's exactly what it sounds like. You do two problems. So, if you're in chemistry, physics, math classes, this is a really great habit for those of you who kind of like just need to do a little bit more practice. So, when I advise that you start these micro habits, I don't advise that you actually do your homework here. I'm advising that you do some extra stuff. And so, like, you're already doing your work for class, of course. We hope you are. But, like, if you're in one of these classes, start every study session with two problems, like from your book or from somewhere, else that you get practice problems, maybe SI Pass or tutoring, or maybe there's just an online platform where you can get extra practice. And just do two problems. And that builds up, like, by the time you have the test and you've had, 20 days, you've done 40 problems. And, one thing that micro habits often do is lead to bigger habits. It's like if you just say all I have to do is two problems, by two problems, you'll probably be pretty into it. You might want to do two more and then two more. And all of a sudden you've done like 15 problems. And that's awesome. You can also do the 2-minute rule, same kind of thing. So it's like along the same lines, you do a task for 2 minutes. So maybe it's reading some of a book, a textbook, or extra stuff about something. Or my favorite 2-minute rule is doing active recall practice with digital flashcards. And if you don't have a helpful digital flashcard system for you, please look in the description box. We have linked Anki there. Anki is a smart flashcard app that we really recommend students use because it helps you do spaced repetition based on how well you know things. So you can make your own flashcards from your notes, which is a really helpful study tool. It's not going to be a waste of time, I promise. And if you spend 2 minutes a few times a day or just once a day, just going through your Anki decks for your classes, you'll be so much better prepared by the time the test comes around because you'll have memorized a lot more stuff. So some actual intentions here. This is just like you can kind of make intentions for yourself. Two problem rule intention. I will do two chemistry problems every morning when I start my first study session. It's the thing that's going to get you into the kind of flow of the day. And you'll notice, like, it really, like, especially maybe you give yourself a little reward after doing it because that really reinforces habits. Like, you have a little piece of chocolate or something. You've done your chemistry, you feel productive, you're happy, you have this dopamine because you just had a little piece of chocolate or something or whatever. But it's really helpful, kind of nice way to start the day. 2-minute rule. Here's an example. I will review my Anki flashcards for biology for 2 minutes every night before bed. So you've got a time and a place and a task for all of these things. It's, maybe you cue yourself, maybe you've got a nice little reward. So come up with your own micro habits. Just take maybe you've got a note on your phone open or you got a piece of paper next to you. try to come up with like 3 habits that you could do every day that are super low effort, won't take long, you know, and then all of a sudden, by the time your tests roll around, your final exams roll around, maybe you're writing for 2 minutes because you're taking an English class or something. You just kind of have to get into the flow of things. Yeah. I think you'll be amazed at how much of a return you get on your investment. So, thank you so much for watching. We will see you next week for next week's study tip. And if you want more on micro habits, please come to our workshop on Wednesday. Although, if you're not watching this on basically February 17th or 18th, or no, 19th or 20th, 2024, you probably the workshop will already have passed. But thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a good week.